Hello, my name is Kitty Kate, and today I'm going to show you my interpretation of how to play Discover Lands Unknown. Why is it my interpretation? Because at the end of the day, this is just a book. It's doing its best to tell you how to play, and maybe I understood something different than someone else did. This is a game that is 1 to 4 players. BGG considers it best at 1 to 2 players. This game is played in 60 to 120 minutes, according to the box, and as far as I can find, has no expansions, but every box does come with its own storyline to play, according to the box. So every time you pick up a new copy of this, should be different. This game is considered medium to light difficulty, and has a 5.8 out of 10 on BGG. It is created by Corey Koenigsva. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Published by Fantasy Flight Games. Let's get started. So we're going to change to a chaotic review. So instead of a very organized and thoughtful and planned out, I'm going to explain this board game as though we were about to go play a game together. So first of all, I am not explaining setup. The rulebook is really good. It shows you what everything is on the first page. I'll actually show you. On the first... There you go. On the first page, it shows you what everything is. The scenario book's really easy to follow of how to set it up. So, honestly, I would really just read the rulebook of how to set up your scenario, because you might have a different scenario than me, so I'm not going to explain that. But how to play? Let's start there. No. How to win. To win, you will have 3 scenario cards. I've only played the first scenario because I'm really bad at this game. So, as far as I'm aware, there's 3 for each one. Your goal is to just complete each scenario card in order and finish the 3rd one, and then you'll win if you don't die. So, that's the goal of the game. Don't die, and make it to the 3rd scenario, and finish the 3rd scenario. I will warn you right now, this is a really hard game. So, I'm going to quickly bring up... Where is it? Actually, this is what I want. This is a really good... This is a... What are they called? Quick reference card, or cheat sheet. This is actually a really good cheat sheet. It's quite helpful. It actually tells you what things are. I really like this sheet. I like it. So, here's everything you can do. Okay, and I'm going to refer to this... And these are all, like, the basic actions. There's technically, like, I think one more on here that's not on here. Yeah, there's a fight one that's not on here. I'll explain that in a minute. So, the first things you can do, when you start your game, you're just going to be this little guy. I'm going to be blue because it's the easiest to see on the camera. And the first thing you can do... Okay, we're going to skip that. We're going to go the order that makes sense. So, we can move and gather. So... You have a stamina bar at the bottom of your thing. It's this little dial on the bottom with numbers. Sorry, the camera's actually really high. It may not look like that, but it's like way the fuck up there. I think if I stood up, it would be at my head. Like, it's really high. That's why I'm struggling to go into the focus bit. So, each movement takes 1... HP. Stamina. You take 1 stamina. So if I move to here, that's 1 stamina. To flip over a board. To see what's over here. Oh wow, look at that. Magical. I put it upside down. The water should always be connected to the water. And that's 1 movement. That's an action, is to look on the other side. You can move as far as... You can do whatever you want until you run out of stamina. This isn't like a, oh, I take my turn, you take your turn. No. It is, I do everything, and then you do everything, and then we keep going. So, something I do for sanity, I just keep everything in a little baggie, and I just go hunting for what I want. So, I see fish, I grab the fish icon, I put it on the fish icon. Now, let's pretend I'm already over here. So that'd be 1, 2... And then if I want to gather this, move and gather is the same. So I can come here, and automatically I get to pick this up. I get a food. So I go into my giant bag of stuff. I recommend having lots of Ziplocs for this game. I get food. I have food. Yay! This food is not cooked. That's very important to some of the cards. To cook food, I need to go back to my fire, And an action is to just cook it and you flip it over. Very simple, in case you can't see. Cooked food, not cooked food. They're very obvious. One has steam coming from it. Oh, gather is, like, let's say something magically appears under you, which can happen. Like, sometimes, like, oh, look, a tidal flood came in. More fish appeared. You can just gather it. You don't have to move and gather to get it. Another action is to investigate. So there are these cards that have numbers on. There are these spots that have numbers on them. So you would move to it, move, investigate. Those are two different actions. So what you do is you look at the number. This is number 43. I go to the map. I get a map card. I look for number 43. I have card 43. I read card 43. It does blah 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 blah. It says blah 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 blah. Resolve exploration card 44. So basically, if I had card 44, I would resolve it. The top is italic, which means it is flavor text and kind of tells you what happens, and then the bottom is what you do. It's quite simple, and not so bad. As easy. And, like, the more you go through things, like, so the resolve 44, I haven't found 44, so nothing happens. That's it. And, like, I now know that if I come back to 43 with 44, I can resolve it, right? Like, there are some that'll be like, you can't come here again. That one didn't say that. You can come here as many times as you want to resolve card 44. The cards are very, like, they tell you what they want to tell you. Right, it'll say, you can't come back here to retrieve this item. It'll say, it won't say you can come back as many times as you want, but you really can for some of them. Like, there's, like, a fishing hole at some point, and you can go there as many times as you want, as long as it says you can come back as many times as you want. You can restart a fire, so every night the fires go out, and then you can go back, restart it. This works for any of the fires that you can make in the game. This is not the only fire. You can build fire if you have the recipe for it. You just build it. Scout is just flipping these over. Trading is is only with other players, so, like, I don't have anybody else. So Mr. Broken Dude is gonna come here. And look, they give each other stuff. This guy gets this guy gets a thing that you're not actually supposed to, and this guy gets water. Look at that, magical. Wow. You have to be next to each other to trade. You cannot trade across the board. There is also no throwing of trading, before some people think about it. So, looting is... So, normally, these characters would be standing up, but for a video, that's really hard to tell. So, if someone is dead, you leave their body laying upward, and then you can go up to their body, like, it's la-di-da-di-da-di-da, pick up one item, la-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di, pick up an item, la-di-da-di-da. It's like that. Okay, next is crafting. So, when I originally set up this game, started with 3 crafting items. Pretty good. And I got armor, pickaxe, and nothing. So, to craft, you choose what you want to craft. I choose the bola. This is a rock, it says, and 94. So, what it's saying here, because this is actually quite confusing. You use your turn, you craft rock, you get rid of a rock, throw it back into the thing, and you can keep this card, because you can build it as many times as you like, and then you go through... I believe it's this deck? No, it's this one. And then you go through the backpack deck. And in the backpack deck, you will find a card, what was it? 94. There's a lot of cards. Hold on. And then you get 94, and bam! Bola. And it tells you what it does. We'll come back. And then you can do what it says. They're all different, so I'm not going to really go through it. You gotta read. It's a reading game. Next, we're going to talk about combat. So, at some point, usually during the night phases, so there's 2 different enemies you can fight. There is an animal, which will drop meat and stuff, right? And, like, fur, stuff for crafting. And enemy. So, they work the exact same, almost, I'd say. Just the animal has less things it can do to you. So, you'll flip it over. So, let's say the animal's here. I go, la-da. I step on it. I can fight it. So, I attack it. When I get here, I attack it. Flip it over. This card says 65. I grab the enemy deck, I go to card 65, flip it over. I'd make sure to have room for all your enemies, by the way, because they're going to stay on the table till they're dead. So, white 6, red 9, green 3. So, this is, the gray is defense, red is attack, and health is the green. Yeah. And then gives you little stuff, little flavor text, and a picture of what it is. So, first, you roll both dice. They are red, you are gray. We're in a stop motion picture. Oh, we're not. So, I got 1, and he got 2. You need a 6 or greater, because you're the gray, and they're the red. So they need a 9 or higher to hit you. And then, the bull specifically on the bottom says, just tells you the reward. 3 meat and 2 pelts. And so, I lost animals. So, each fight is literally 1 round. So, nothing happened. So, he's going to run away. And he's going to run here. Oh, there we go. So, he hit me. So, when he hits me, I would take my dial. And I would move it to a death icon. One of the dials to a death icon. So, now I have 2 hit points. 3 hit points. Because basically, you can use all of these dials plus 1 and you die. If you get ever more damage than what your dials can hold, you're dead. That's how you die in this game. So, he hits me twice. If he hits me 3 more times, I die. So, I go again, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. 7, yay. So, now I hit. So, when I hit an enemy, there are these little, arrow icons. These are hit markers, and if they're not, I use them as hit markers. I don't know what they're for otherwise. And so now he has 2 health left, and then 1, 2, he dies, you get the reward. And he'll keep running away from you, basically. You have to chase him down. And, yeah. Now, the second type of enemy is not that one, monster type. So, I'm going to flip this one over, and we're going to fight 83. Which is a crocodile. So, this is pretty much what I wanted. So, the crocodile is the exact same. They're all the exact same for combat. The only difference is, instead of only reward, this one, at the start of the combat, you may spend 1 meat to escape. Perfect. Explains what it is. Spending is just getting rid of. Done. Right? So, that's easy. Stuff like that. Sometimes it'll be like at the beginning of every combat, you lose 1 health or something like that. Usually it's not that mean. I don't think I've seen a card that mean. Actually, that's not true. I think there's one that I've seen. But, yeah, it's pretty simple. The other thing you need to know is the combat modifiers, which is on your helpful card. There is, you get rid of a wood, you can reroll your die. If you use a stone, you can reroll their die. Medicine, you get to move up 1, so 4. Is a real die, so 5. And if you use a cog, you can go down, so if it was a 5, you can go down to a 4. Stuff like that. So you go through your day, blah, 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 blah. You can end your day at any time, so I'm going to end my day at turn 4. And I'm going to be away from the fire purposefully. So then, you will go through your night cards. So I will grab my first night card. We'll do whatever it says. So, there is usually something bad at the top. So for this card, it will be each survivor either spends 1 food or suffers a food damage. We'll pretend I either did or didn't, doesn't matter. And then asleep, it'll tell you how much stamina you get. Every card will tell you how much more stamina you get. It's not randomized or anything. I think it goes from 4 to, I think it goes to 12 if you're at a fire, 8 if you're not at a fire. And Eventful Night, each survivor not at a fire draws a threat card. So, the threat cards is the little tiny blue cards. So I will pull one of those. If you're not at a fire, I would expect to draw a lot of those threat cards. I've never had a fire. So then I'll pull it. Thirst for battle. Move to the nearest monster token. If there are no monsters, spawn 1 in your space. So this guy that I showed before would spawn. Bloop. And he would try to fight me. So, movement, there are 3 movements? I'm not explaining the snow ones. So, we have Ocean is 2, but like full ocean means full ocean. Okay, so this would be 2 movements. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be how much it takes to get out of the water. And then underbush, same as water. Mountain is 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I missed a number. Didn't count very well. This is the first player token. If you're playing with multiple people, there is help cards for combat that you use right before combat. This little arrow is to help you know where north is, because it will ask you sometimes. Yeah. I can't think of anything else you'd need to know. First, so now I'm going to explain homebrew. Don't know what homebrew is? I make up rules because I think some of the rules are lame. I don't do this. I do this for 90% of the games I play. Usually there's like 1 or 2 rules I'm just not a fan of, and this game does have it. The one rule, I actually only have 1 homebrew rule for this, and it's the terrain. I ignore it. This game, for me, is really, like, I recommend playing your first game with, I always play, the first game I ever play is always with all the rules, unless I forget some. It's usually like the 3rd game is when I actually start playing with all the rules, because I figure out the rules I've missed. But for this game, I ignore terrain, because this is a really hard game. I have made it to the end multiple times. Actually, I've gotten to the point where I can make it to the end every time. And then I just get pounded at the end, and there's nothing I can do. Well, there's things I can do. I've strategized how to try and do better, but it's a really hard game. I don't need the terrain dealing with me. I don't need the terrain having problems. I don't think there's anything specifically wrong with having terrain. I just struggle with it. So it's not a homebrew rule I'd recommend unless you really are starting to be like, fuck, I just want to beat this fucking game. Then I'd get rid of the terrain rule, because terrains are kind of a nightmare. I just realized why this isn't fitting. It was really bugging me. And now I'm going to give my review of the game. So first, I'm going to start with what I think is actually a really important part of games, is the rulebook. I would give the rulebook 10 out of 10 meeples. I actually really like this rulebook. I think it did a really good job. I remember the first time I played, the only problem I had was fire. I didn't really get how to build fire. And I will admit that's the one thing I still am kind of confused by. The reason it confuses me is because it feels like you should be able to build at the beginning, but it's just a crafting card you have to find or get. Like, you just have to be able to learn how to build fire, basically. I've gotten it before. That was when I figured it out. But it's still in my head is, like, stuck as you should be able to do it from the start. You can't. You have, like, the restart fire is not create fire. It is relight a fire. So, like, you always get 1 fire at the beginning. But you're going so far out, it's annoying. And, like, other locations can probably give you fires. I don't think I've been to every location, even in the first scenario. Yeah. I think the rulebook is incredible. 10 out of 10 meeples. I really like the rulebook. I think it does an incredible job. I don't think you need, like, if you like tutorial videos, good for you. But you don't need it. You wouldn't need to watch a video to figure out how this game is played. It's really good. It tells you what everything is. Like, I actually really like this rulebook. The pieces I think are fine. They're all cardboard punch outs. I punched these out when I first got the game, and I think it's fine. I think the pieces are good. I just not 100% sure. I give it 9 out of 10 solely because of this fucking thing, and not even the whole thing. I actually don't mind this board. It's these like twirly thing. I had to build these, right? So you get these little circles on the back with these punch things, and you get 2 extras. And I had to have those 2 extras because I actually broke one. And I think I still have the other one. But actually, no, I think I broke 2. I think I broke a second one at some point. These suck. Some of them, I don't know. I can't even fix it either, right? I've tried. It's so loose. Like, it just spins. Some of them spin. That one's, yeah. This one spins, like, so easy. And this one, like, you have to kind of push, which is perfect. This one's perfect. And then there's this one. And you just spin. And it just, like, you'll be putting it down and it'll just, like, die. And you have no idea what it was, right? and some of them are tough, and some of them, actually, the reason one of them broke is because I physically couldn't move it. It was so tight. And I figured out how to fix it if it was too tight, but I can't. And that was how I think I lost one. I think that was what happened to the first one, is I had to lose it because it was just too loose. Because to make it work, it had to be too loose. But some of them I pushed down all the way, and they're still stuck. And that's the only thing I'd say I don't like about the pieces of this game, is that putting it in the box is a nightmare if you don't have Ziplocs. Make sure you have like a whole box of sandwich. I would recommend one sandwich box, probably at least 4 sandwich bags, maybe 5, and a whole box of the snack bags, depending how you want to organize it. This game comes with no organizers. You need them. There's just so many pieces. And I would recommend grabbing a Sharpie so that you can name them, because putting this game away sucks. Gameplay. Talk about the game itself now. I really like it. As a solo game, I've played this one time with 4 other people as a 4-player game, and mostly I play the solo. As a solo game, I really like it. I think it's fun. It's really hard. It's quite a challenge. And I found it really fun. I liked the story. I liked exploring. I don't mind the combat. It's fine. It's not like crazy. It doesn't make me happy every time, but like it's exciting. I think it's fine. The only thing I don't like is cooking food, cooking water, or clean water. Those 2 items are just like impossible. They're so hard to find. And medicine, I don't even know if you need to bother with its existence, honestly, unless you find like 1 card, basically. I can never get medicine. Unless you have a character that makes medicine, you're fucked on healing yourself. I like the characters. There's a lot of characters to choose from, so there's lots of replayability with different characters because they really do different things. In terms of story, there's no replayability because unless you lose, right? Like I do. Yeah, I would give it 7. I'd give it a 7 meeples out of 10 because what was BGG's? It is a 5 out of 10, and I wouldn't be mad about that, especially I haven't gotten to the multiplayer. But for solo, I'd give it 7 or 8, maybe not 8. 7. I give it a 7 out of 10. It's good. It's on the good side. I just don't know if it's that good. You know, like sometimes I dread to play it because I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna lose again. And it's not. It's fun, right? It's fun. And it's easy to take breaks from. And it's not super long. It's a good game. I don't hate it. I just don't think it's the best game out there. And I don't think it's among the best games out there. I think it's just a good game in general. So I think a 7 out of 10 is good. Because it's better than, like, decent. Because I think 5 would be, like, decent. But I think it's a good game. Oh, I'll talk about that too. So the other thing is, this game goes up to 4 players. And if I'm being honest, and I was thinking about this review earlier, because I have another game that's multiple player that has the same gripe I'm about to bring up, and I would rate that game far higher. I hate it when games kick you out, right? So, like, because in this game, if you die, which it's really easy to die, you're out quite quickly. And if you're out quick, you're stuck for the whole game. You don't get to play, right? And I hate when games do that, right? Because if I want to have a game night, especially with a game like this, right? I'm recording, right? Okay. Especially with a game like this, this is a game night game. This is your game for the night. This isn't like a quick play. This is your game for the night, probably. And if someone dies like 20 minutes, 10 minutes in, they get to sit there for the next, what does it say? Hour to 120 minutes? Hour to 2 hours? And I hate that, right? Like, there are ways to try and get around it, right? Like, maybe you make them, maybe homebrew would be, like, they become an enemy and they chase you down you choose a random monster card, right? Or make up your own. Like, I feel like it is a survival game, right? And I think for the concept, you would need them to die, right? I don't like playing multiplayer games with people when they die, because that happened to me, right? I think someone died 15 minutes, I think they died. And he was actually like a younger kid, and I was just like, well, what do we do now? Like we have to stop playing, right? And then everyone pretty much my parent and then I was playing with my parents and my family. So my parents died cuz they didn't really get the game, and then I purposefully died so that we could end it. Um yeah. That's my only gripe, I'd say, is I don't like when games have nothing for you to do once you die. But there's only so much you can do, especially in a survival game. I mean, the point is to survive, right? That's how you win. You live. So, yeah, that'd be my opinion on that. $50. Okay, so it appears this game online is ranging from $10 to $50. So I'm going to talk about the different price points. I paid $14 for this game at a liquidation store. I wish I'd bought two because I mentioned at the beginning. I wish I'd bought two because then I could just see like how different they were. I don't know if I wouldn't now. But yeah, I mean, for $14, I'm very happy with this, right? I'm very happy I bought this. I have no regrets buying this. I would not pay $50 for this game. This game is not worth $50 in my opinion. The most I would pay for it if I had to buy it brand new, like from a store, maybe $30 Canadian. I'm talking Canadian. Maybe $30 Canadian, which I think is like 15 American. Yeah, I think the most I could do is $30 for this game. Anything over that, I don't think it's worth it. It's a good game. It's not over $30 worth it. And like you get, yeah, I think $30 would be the most I would pay. And I'd have to like really want this game. I am pretty happy that I paid $14. I felt like it was very worth the $14. I think I'd even be a little... I feel like my review would be lower if it was $30, but it would be like a 6 instead of a 7. Because price does affect reviews, right? Yeah, I think $20 to $30 is the most I'd pay for this game. This game is not worth $50. It's insane to see that. I have other games like that too, where I don't think the price right now is worth the game. But that's fine. That's my opinion on this game. Yeah. Anyhow, bye-bye. See you in the next one. Bye.